So people who have pets, right?
Yeah.
It's a very selfish relationship with dogs specifically, because the dog, when you come home, the dog is always like so happy to fucking see you, loves you to death, no matter what. You may leave him for 10 hours a day, right? So a lot of people get pets because they get love from the animal, unconditional love.
Yes.
They do.
Man's best friend, true.
Yes.
Yes.
But if you go to all of these animal shelters, like all these animals that are there are from people who bought them or own them.
I know, and they just abandoned them.
But here's the thing: I don't shop. I adopt.
Yeah, that's how I'm always doing it.
But
Like,
unfortunately, most people don't, because
I
they
know,
think
they
if you
go-
adopt,
They
they're
don't.
messed up.
Yeah, no. But that's exactly that's how I ended up with every single one of my animals. Pitbull, literally, I saved her just at that. She was a pitbull puppy on her way to a ring. Got her just in time. Same with the two other ones. We rescued them from somebody's garage.
So Cheyenne, aren't pit bulls banned now?
Well,
They are
on
illegal,
paper, she's an American bulldog.
They are banned. Like you can't breed them anymore.
but there is a
Yeah.
ban breed There's a ban lift happening on the breed
You
because
can
it's
have
been
them?
they actually came back and there's actual scientific studies now that says you can't prove that a dog is born bad. There's no way to prove nervous system wise, brain
That's going to
wise.
take some time for
They
them to
already did
reverse
it.
that.
No, they already did it. The study already came out in 2021.
No, even if the study came out, I don't believe that all of the cities all around.
Oh
are
no,
gonna start
you're
to
right.
unban.
Correct. It's going to take a lot of legislation, and a lot of people have other things that you want to push forward before that. But there are people that are getting around it with vets that are open to the breed.
But it is a fact that a lot of pit bulls do attack. That's not.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing where people are very, very misinformed about the breed. Pit bulls are very trainable. They're like a one-to-one person. They were actually bred back in the 19th century to be nanny dogs, so that when nannies went to sleep, they would let the pit bulls sleep on top of the chests of children, so that when if the children stopped breathing in the middle of nighttime, they could alert the nanny. They were actually bred to be with children. They're very protective dogs. And because of that, between being trainable, protective, that's a perfect combination for an attack dog.
Remember, the key word there is trainable.
Trainable.
So if someone buys that pet, like that type of dog, they have to be able to actually spend the time and effort to train it.
Yes, but you know what?
Right.
Spend the effort and try to train it. I mean, I did it. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, if you actually, like you said, if you actually want to put the work into it, yeah, it takes a while. It took me about a good 3 to 4 years for us to get.
Yeah, so no one's got the time for that.
You know,
so.
but no one. But the way that what I actually did just read recently, that nowadays people are choosing not to have kids, and they're choosing actually to have more animals because they are. And actually, you saw that study too.
It makes
They're
sense.
choosing now to have animals, and they're choosing not to have children because
Why?
quality of life.
Yeah.
It's actually, you know what?
I'm one of
They
them.
did a comparison of what you could get in an 18-year-old, if you had decided to have an 18-year-old for 18 or a kid for 18 years versus what you could actually buy yourself saving money in 18 years.
Yeah.
Yes, it's all selfish.
No, it's not selfishness. You're giving back to the world. The world is overpopulated.
You're giving back to the world.
Hear me out. Hear me out for a second. The world is overpopulated. Nowadays, for me, for example, me and my husband chose not to have kids. We're choosing not to have kids because we want to better the world. What am I bringing to the table?
Sorry, what makes you think the world is overpopulated?
Because it is. It's
No.
well, you
Not
know
at
what? We only have the resources for about 6 billion, and we're about 8 billion in.
Well, no, but you have to keep in mind as well, too, you've got two countries that have over 1 billion each, of India and China, but the rest of the world is sparse. Look at fucking Canada. Like the amount of land that we have here.
Yeah, but it's
And
a
that's
matter
why
of
they're letting
time.
in so many immigrants just to make up for it. It's still,
Fair enough, but I mean, the way I see it is, me and my husband, for example, we have nothing but cancer, mental illness in our family. So we chose. We're like, what are we bringing? How are we bettering the world by bringing a child in? Because we want a kid that looks like us. That's selfish. That's selfish. Is having a kid that's going to bring no productivity to the world. Chances are the kid's going to have nothing but mental health illness because of our genetics. It's going to be predisposition to alcohol and a drug addiction. I wouldn't want that. I'm bipolar. I'm ADHD. My husband has severe depression. Chances are
that's the exception, right?
That's just common. I think that should just be common sense. You add up your genetics on one side, you add up the genetics on the other, and what are you bringing?
That's not always going to be the case. You cannot just basically make a blanket statement that if you have some condition and your partner has some condition, there's a very good chance your child's going to have that condition.
No, but I don't want to risk with the amount that goes on in both of our families. I'm not risking it.
So let's look at the other side of that. So now if you have society, which where society's at today, that you don't have people don't have kids anymore. The numbers have gone down drastically. Like the average fucking couple, I think it's like 1.1 or less than one child per couple, right?
Oh, I was actually
Bring your mic in closer.
pregnant.
Why don't you want
No.
kids?
Because of the way society is going, and also for my selfish reasons of exactly what Cheyenne just said. What do I bring to the table, right?
So, okay, go ahead.
I'm really disgusted with how society is going, that I'm afraid that if I have a child, they're going to grow up and be corrupted. I don't know if that's the right word.
I know what you
Corrupted by other people in schools and like other hobbies or activities. I don't want that. I want them to grow up, in my words, as what's a synonym for normal? That's
Norm.
yeah, I'm so sorry. Like, if this offends anybody,
No, I
but
know
that's
exactly.
how I feel. I have no disrespect for those people, but if this is a child that I'm birthing from my own body that I'm going to be raising, like I'm going to give them my all and like make sure that their brains are well intact and they're
What
you
about
know?
adoption?
Adoption, so that's where my selfishness comes in. Unless I'm put in a situation where, there's an abandoned child.
Well,
and,
that's why you can adopt them. They're all abandoned.
Well, no, I mean, sorry. Okay, maybe
That's
I
the
was just
whole reason why
rephrasing everything.
You're not going to go to your
Yeah.
neighbor's house and say, "Hey, can I take your fucking kid from you?"
Let's put in a situation. Okay, let's say there's this girl and she's in a home and the parents die and she has nowhere to go and she's going to have to grow up through foster care or whatever else, right? And I am personally like, I know this girl, only then would I consider adoption. If it's just adopting for the hell of it, like it's really not.
What do you mean for the hell of it?
I mean, I want a kid.
Like I've been to foster
like,
homes around the world.
I used
And
to
the
be
children,
in foster homes.
and also like orphanages. The children that are there, they have nothing. They have no plan B.
Right.
They're stuck there. That's it. And if they're not going to get adopted, the girl's going to get into fucking some kind of sex trade bullshit. The child's going to be into some child labor. The boy's going to be into some child labor.
You can't save everyone. I can't adopt.
You can,
everyone.
but you can adopt one, right? So to play devil's advocate, you said about having children. Your concern is the reason you don't want to bring a child in is because there's so much negativity in the world, right? My way of looking at it is the complete opposite. I am going to bring a child in to make a difference and combat that fucking negativity. I have that confidence in myself, but I believe in myself that I'm going to make a difference.
Okay.
I'm not going to let the status quo decide, oh, well, this is it. We're doomed. So the future is fucked. No, I want my children to come in and fucking rock the boat
Yeah.
and say, this is
What if
fucking,
your
And you
child-
believe
this
in
is wrong.
yourself.
100%.
I don't.
Well, so then it has to do, again, it has a lot to do with, and I'm not saying this to attack women, it has to do with the partnership, who you have the child with. If you end up having a partner that brings out the best in you and you bring out the best in them, then you can bring out the best in the child. And even though you might feel, I don't have a lot to offer, yeah, you do. Like
That's why
every
I had an abortion.
every human being that's alive today is a fucking miracle. You have to understand that you speak with a lump of flesh. You hear through a fucking bone. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you see through fat. And inside you, you have a soul and you can fucking do anything. You want to be a fucking astronaut? You can become an astronaut. You want to be a fucking scientist? You can do brain surgery. You can learn that. You have that capacity within you. God, or if you believe in a higher power, has put that in you that if you wanted to, you can make a difference in this world. Anyone can. I don't care how as long as you're breathing, you can make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
So if you bring a child into the world and you implement that in that child, I'm not saying you have to be like a fucking tiger mom where, you want to teach them how to play the violin in 5 languages when they're 6 years old. No. But if you let that child know that you are a beautiful creation, within you is a fucking universe, you can make a world. That is the only way that you're going to be able to correct all the wrongs that are out there.